And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him saluted him. And he asked the scribes, What questioned you with them? And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto you my son, which has a dumb spirit. And wheresoever he takes him, he tears him, and he foams and gnashes with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, but they could not. He answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tare him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed, foaming. And he asked his father, How long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, Of a child. And oftentimes it's cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Jesus said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. And when Jesus saw the people come running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, Thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. And the spirit cried, and rent him sore, and came out of him. And he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, He is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand, and lifted him up, and he arose. That was the account of Jesus healing a demon-possessed boy. There's a specific verse that I want to focus on right now, which is when Jesus is talking to the Father, and he says, if you can believe, anything's possible to him that believes. And what the Father says back to him can be a little puzzling, because he says, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. It's like he's saying, I believe God, but I don't believe. It seems kind of contradictory. But if you look at it, what the Father realized there is something that a lot of people miss. When God commands us to do stuff, sometimes we think it's of our own power to do it. We think that, God commands us to do this or not do this, and it's up to us to achieve what he's told us to do. And with belief, what the Father realized here, what the boy's father realized, is that he couldn't even believe of himself. He was dependent on God for even his belief. He realized he was completely hopeless. His own belief fell short. It fell too short of what was required for God. So he asked God. He said, I believe, but help my unbelief. Help the parts of me that don't believe. It's not that I'm doing my best, but it's the realization that even your belief comes from God. Even your belief is not of yourself. The most you can want to do is still not enough for God. We live in a broken world. We live in a fallen world with sickness and disease and sin, and nothing we do can measure up to God, not even our belief in him. And that's something that I think we miss. We can think sometimes that we have, we'll think that we at least have the ability to believe in God. But even that comes from the Father. Even that comes from Christ. Even the simple ability to recognize him comes from him. It's like God puts his Holy Spirit in us to allow us to believe in him. That's not even something we're capable of on our own. And I think that's a little important lesson to take out of this story, is that everything we do is dependent on God. Everything we do, we're only able to do because of God. It's not because of our own power at all. And when we realize that, and when we're willing to give up our own will, when we're willing to give up our own, our own wants and desires, and instead go, everything is from you, God. Everything's from you, Lord. I'm hopeless on my own. Then we'll see miracles. Then we'll truly see God move in our lives, because it's not us doing stuff anymore. It's God working through us, not of our own power, but of Christ. So that was a little bit of a shorter one today, but still an important topic. And the length of it doesn't matter. As long as you get the point across, there's no need to drag these videos on for 10-15 minutes. If anything, I think the shorter videos that are to the point may even be better. So, with that, I'll let you all go. And Lord willing, I'll see you all later.